welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Diamante. Welcome to week 19 of Wegovy, which is so insane. I can't believe I'm going on, what is it, like 5 months of being on the medication? It's insane. I am so excited to continue this journey and have you guys follow along with me. But if you are new here, stop right here. I highly recommend for you guys to go and watch my other Wegovy videos, and then you can come back and watch this one. That way you're caught up in chronological order. I will go ahead and I'll link the first video in the Wegovy series up here. And yeah, I can't wait to see what this week brings. Let's go ahead and cue my measurements for the week. All right, guys, week 19. That, I say it every week, but I'm like, that is crazy. Let's go ahead and do these measurements. So for bust this week, we're looking at 40. Yeah, 40. For waist this week, we're looking at 35 and a half. And then for hips, we're looking at 48 and a half. So not too bad this week. Looking forward to seeing what the weigh-in looks like. But yeah, it's starting to feel very normal this week. I do feel like my shorts have been fitting way better. So yeah, that's like a plus in my book, shorts fitting way better, because sometimes like when I would wear shorts before, it would like suffocate my legs. So I'm just happy that I'm fitting into things a little bit better than I was. Let's go ahead and cue my weigh-in for the week. All right, guys, so week 19. Seriously, like, time is just flying by really quick, and I don't know what it is. It's like the older I get, the faster that summer just like happens, and it makes me so sad because summer was all I used to look forward to as a kid, and now like as an adult, I feel like I don't get to enjoy it as much as I did when I was a kid. But anyway, let's go ahead and review my weigh-in for the week. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. So top 3 stats as of right now for the week. We're looking at 206.4 as my weight. For my BMI, we're looking at 35.7. And then for my body fat percentage, we're looking at 44.1. And then let's look at the trends for the week. So my weight as of this week is 206.4. My BMI this week is 35.7. My body fat this week is 44.1. My body water this week is 38.3. My skeletal muscle this week is 32.6. My BMR is still at 1500. My fat-free body weight is still at 115.4. My subcutaneous fat is at 38.1. My visceral fat is at 17, so we've finally gone down after a month, which is really good. And then my muscle mass is 108.4. My bone mass is still 7. My protein is at 12 even, and then my metabolic age continues to be 35. So I love all the progress this week. Definitely some positive changes that I feel like I'm already seeing in my body, which is so good. This week, you know, we are gonna clean up my diet a little bit more, get back to the gym this week, obviously because last week I went away on vacation, and also with Hurricane Debbie, that was kind of hard to do last week. I did also want to mention that I know I talked about the Pilates class last week, so I did go ahead and sign up, and that'll kind of be like my ab day, because obviously like Pilates involves a lot of core work, and I do feel like I need like a more regimented like core routine, and I kind of like having a class environment for at least like one of my workouts. I feel like that works really well for me. I'm only doing the 4 classes a month, truth be told, because I'm still budgeting, and so I feel like that's within my price range to pay as of right now. And also, like, you know, since I have a gym membership, like I do go to the gym 4 times a week, so I just wanted to have something to be able to switch it up. So I feel like this will be good. Already I can definitely see a difference between this studio versus the one that I was going to before. In some aspects, I feel like this studio has stricter rules about like what's allowed and what's not allowed, which I guess is okay, versus the other studio I was at. And I guess like different studios will make like different rules according to like, I guess like whatever works best for the operations in that studio. So I guess I'm fine with that for now. Like I said, I'm only going like 4 times a month. So I feel like that is okay for me, but I do feel like it'll be good because then I'll be able to switch it up. And I do feel like it's good too for like my nervous system health, because obviously like Pilates is a lot about like lengthening and strengthening, and so I feel like that is really helpful for me, especially as like I'm working on like trying to repair the pain that I feel in my back, and I feel like that helps me a ton. Yeah, just like another thing that I'm adding like in the arsenal of things that I'm using to help my health. And obviously like I'm not telling anybody to go out there and like get a Pilates membership or even get a gym membership. Like whatever kind of form of movement that you guys like is better than no form of movement at all. Now granted, I know that there are some people on here that have like health conditions and disabilities, and so I'm not expecting for any of those people to pursue health and fitness the same way that I'm pursuing health and fitness. Obviously, please make sure that you check with your physicians first before you start like any kind of activities like this. But yeah, so I'm really excited about that. So this week will definitely be a more normal week than it has been the past few weeks. So that'll be really nice and definitely like a change that I needed. But anyway, I'm excited to dive into this week. And yeah, this week will start to feel more like normal. And then next week I do have my trip planned. So you guys will see where I'm going next week. And yeah, there's no more House of Dragons this week, which I'm really sad about. But anyway, I have some dinner cooking already because it is Sunday, so Sunday dinner. And it's been like a rainy day, which will be a cozy meal, which will be a lot of fun. And let's go ahead and cue my injection for the week.
Week 19.
Tough. Give me 5, show me you're alive.
Mom isn't gonna like this at all. So what? You want me to figure skates and you gotta play hockey. What do I know about hockey? More than you think.
Happy Monday. I have the worst migraine that I have had in a very long time today. So anyway, it's obviously a work day. I decided not to go to the gym today because I was like, there's literally no way that I could go to the gym feeling the way I feel. Like I feel it all like right here. I had breakfast, which was literally like just cereal and half a banana. It was like all I could do. Hopefully I can have something more for lunch, but I just wanted to fill you guys in because I have been like out of it today. Wasn't really feeling that hungry, so we have some mangoes, some pastry puffs, and some of those raviolis. I put these all in the air fryer except the mango obviously, but it's just been a crazy day today and I'm not really that hungry. Having some leftovers, so this is just braised beef that I made in the crock pot with some potatoes and some salad, and watching the bear. Happy Tuesday. I'm obviously not excited because it's been a week since I've been to the gym and I'm very nervous about how today's gonna go. I should tell you guys, my check-in with my doctor went really well. And I know a lot of you guys are always wondering what dosage I'm on. So I'm currently on 0.5 milligrams, and I'm actually gonna stay on 0.5 milligrams for another month because I'm still getting results with 0.5. And like, fun fact, my doctor actually was also on GLP-1 medication, and she lost a ton of weight, and she stayed on 0.5 like for pretty much most of her GLP-1 journey, and she never like maxed out. And I know a lot of you guys have been wondering if I'm gonna stay on this medication forever or if my goal is to wean off. And my goal is to wean off, and my doctor said like her goal for me is also to wean off, and she's not really worried about me gaining the weight back, because just based off of like I've told her about my diet and like how I've been losing weight, she feels like I have a balanced metabolism. And also she said because I'm under the age of 35, she's not worried about me like needing to stay on a maintenance dose, as long as like I keep up the healthy habits. And she also has patients who have completely weaned off and maintained their results. So I just wanted you guys to know that, because I know there's like a lot of discourse on the internet about if people need to stay on the medication forever, if you need to have like a maintenance dose. Some people do a maintenance dose every month, some people do a maintenance dose every 2 weeks. It depends on the person, but I'm just letting you guys know like what my doctor anticipates will be the end for me. But yeah, she said I've pretty much, now that I'm gonna hit my 5 months, she said I've pretty much like probably seen the worst of the medication. And like, since I'm already starting to get results, she was like, usually at like the 5-month mark, people are gonna start to notice. You probably won't notice until closer to your year mark. But she was telling me like, even when she saw me yesterday like on Zoom, that she says like she can see it in my face, and she said so far she feels like I'm having really like nice results, and so she wants to keep it up. She's very like vigilant of my muscle mass, because that's really important to her as I continue like on my weight loss journey. But yeah, so all to say, we're headed to the gym to do leg day. I'm not looking forward to it, but it has to be done, and I'm gonna show up. All right, let's head to the gym. Just getting some hair care and some skincare in before my next meeting. Now that I showered, I'm feeling a little bit better. I've been feeling really tired, which is usually normal for me. Definitely normal my first few days of post-injection. But yeah, I did want to talk about my rosemary hair oil, because my hair has been growing so much. Like, my hair is literally growing like weeds, which is good. I definitely feel like I need a haircut pretty soon. But anyway, the length, like, you guys can't really tell when it's curly, but the length when it's straight, it's growing a lot. Also, the It's a 10 leave-in is amazing. The only thing I hate about it is that sometimes the spray nozzle is not the best, but this helps my hair grow so much. This was a tip given to me by my hairstylist Morgan back in Texas. She's amazing. I miss her so much. I would honestly like fly to Texas to have her do my hair again. But anyway, this stuff is amazing. She recommended it to me. It's been a staple in my hair care for years, and I love it so much. Just putting in a little oil at the ends. This is the Olaplex oil. It's pretty okay. And then just some of the Not Your Mother's Way to Grow has also been a staple in my hair care, and I do really love that product. So obviously we're getting ready to go to the gym. Okay, let's take these. And if you guys are wondering why I chew with my mouth open for these, it's because I don't want to smell them. I don't know what's worse. These or these. In my opinion, They're both very bad. I literally take these in order of most hated to least hated. I also hate the texture of these. So I did wake up today and was feeling nauseous. There we go. All right, let's go do upper body day. Hello guys, happy Thursday. It has been super busy. I am on my way to the gym to go and do legs, then obviously like just continue with work, and then later I have an appointment with Elisa, so I'll bring you guys along for that. My body is feeling really sore today, and that's definitely because it's been like a week since I worked out, but I can't wait to finish out my workout week nice and strong. Okay guys, so I hope that you enjoyed that little time lapse, but I wanted to get on here because obviously, as you guys saw, I got acupuncture. You guys know I usually get acupuncture like kind of just to help with like weight loss and health and all that stuff, but this time around I got like normal acupuncture, but I also got aesthetic acupuncture, which kind of like mimics the results of Botox but doesn't cost that much. And as you guys know, my friend Elisa has her practice here in the Lake Mary area, so if you guys live in Central Florida, like she's totally worth the drive. She's super talented, like for adjustments, for acupuncture, like she's seriously the best. I can't recommend her enough. But let me tell you guys something, I'm usually so expressive and I can't lift up my eyebrows past that. It's really bizarre. But anyway, so all to say, the aesthetic acupuncture was awesome. Like I can't recommend that enough, seriously. And yeah, I'm gonna link Elisa's practice in my description, so if you guys want to come and support her, obviously like she's seriously the best. I wouldn't recommend her if I didn't think she was great, but I will link it down in the description in case you guys are interested. We got the fresh kitchen. As you guys know, I've been on the go today. This is my usual order. It is my favorite. I'm so pumped for the green beans. Lou, show off your order. Look at his order. Obsessed. It's gonna be so good. We are having indoor date night, so we're doing a burger with some fries and obviously Emily in Paris. Good morning, guys. So it is a Friday, TGIF, summer Friday, thank God. But I wanted to come on here because we're getting breakfast set up, so I'll show you breakfast in a little bit. Obviously we have our coffee, and then Lou surprised me and got me probably one of my favorite latte flavors ever from Starbucks. It's the sugar cookie latte, and I really like it because it's obviously like non-dairy, just like the way the Starbucks one is, and it's amazing. Like I love this flavor so much, so I'm happy to have it in my fridge, and I'll tell you guys if it tastes like the one at Starbucks. Let's see. It literally tastes like the Starbucks one. I mean, obviously it's Starbucks brand, but oh my gosh, I'm so happy. This doesn't mean that I'm like one of those people that decorates for Christmas in October, but I'm just happy that like I have the flavor.
It's August.
It's August, yeah. For breakfast today, we have one of the mini bagels from Trader Joe's, some eggs, and some turkey bacon. I already finished work for the day, so that's really good. So now I'm on my way to Pilates, which will be fun. This is like my first like full class at this location. So anyway, I just like not caved, but I just got the membership because I was like, it's fine, like it's just once a week, so it's really not a big deal to me. Like I said, the thing I'm just bummed about is not being able to record. So anyway, I will keep you guys posted on how the class goes. We're on the go post Pilates, so I just have my little fruit cups that I really like. These are nice because they kind of feel like Dippin' Dots, but it's obviously like way healthier. So I've really been enjoying these. Happy Saturday, guys. So I am at Epcot today, and I did have plans to wake up early today and go to the gym, and I did wake up early, but like Pilates was so intense, guys. Like I'm so sore. I literally feel like I got ran over by a tractor trailer. And I feel like I'm kind of going through like a flare-up because I'm getting a little psoriasis scale on my leg and my joints are hurting today. So anyway, all to say, I'm at Epcot to get some movement in, but also to hang out with some of my friends that I met at the Disney meetup that I went to earlier this month. So it should be fun. Anyway, today, luckily I was able to get medical overflow in parking. And so the cast member was so sweet about making sure that I had medical overflow compared to like the one that I spoke to when I first entered the parking lot. She's like, your doctor told you? And I was like, yeah, my doctor told me. I think it's so weird because like people will like see you and like think because you're young or because you look like able-bodied that means that like medically there's nothing wrong with you. And anyway, all to say, it's so weird. But the cast member that I spoke to get into like the medical overflow side of the parking lot was so sweet. He was like, oh, like I see you're by yourself, so here's a sticker to keep you company. And I was like, this is like what Disney's all about. Like some of the people that work here are literally so sweet. So anyway, so I'm here now, have a coffee, and I'll bring you guys along. And you guys are getting like a ton of park days this month, which I was not expecting because like, as you guys know, I don't like coming to the parks in the summer, but here I am. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of Saturday, and I apologize in advance if the vlog is short. I feel like I've been saying that like for the past few weeks. Oh look, there you can see the monorail behind me. This week it's been a week for me at work, not in like a bad way. It's like all good things that are happening with my new like promotion. I am like training someone now, and so that's been taking up like a ton of my time, and like that's why like I haven't really had the bandwidth to like cook dinner every day, and like I haven't had the bandwidth to like vlog afterwards because I've been like so mentally exhausted. But anyway, so today's gonna be a self-care day. There's a lady that's like parked across from me, and she's looking at me like I'm crazy because like talking to yourself and you're the only person in the car kind of looks crazy. But she doesn't know I'm vlogging because I'm doing it on my phone, and like I have my phone like in between my steering wheel. Come along with me for Epcot. This was very long-winded. Chicken tostadas look so good. What are we doing?
What am I getting?
Yeah.
Not Beverly. Not getting Beverly. I like the orange one.
The orange one is good.
I love that one.
I like the Italy one.
Italy, Beverly? No.
That's the one I like.
Wait, I like this one.
Okay, try.
Moldova.
Do a taste test.
Tastes like raspberry Sprite. It's quite nice.
In the sky, creating spectacular sunsets and sunrises. Constructed on a vast system of atoms, our seed is the Big Bang. As such, we are all galactic neighbors in a vast universe, which we and countless others.
All right, so I wanted to go ahead and close out week 19. Seriously, I can't believe 19 weeks has gone by since I've started this medication. I feel like I'm learning so much about like listening to my body and just being patient with the process, which I feel like has been so good to me. I will say I've had a lot of really interesting conversations this week revolving around like weight loss and all those things. And so I wanted to share some of that with you guys because I felt like it might be useful for someone to hear or anything like that. So the first one was that I had a conversation with a friend and they told me that they were looking into doing cool sculpting to like help them target certain areas of their body, specifically like their arms and their face. And you know, I had a conversation, like a really frank conversation with this person, and I was like, we can't target fat loss like in certain areas as much as we would like to. Like there's tons of areas on my body that I wish I could target fat loss on. It's just the reality of it. Like that's not how it works. Like your body is going to lose fat where your body wants to lose fat. Like for example, I lose fat in like the most obscure places, like one of them being my neck. Like I know that a lot of you guys in previous weeks have asked me like, do you have a thyroid problem? Like, no, I just hold a lot of fat in my neck. And it's really bizarre because even my doctor, like on my checkup, she was like, oh, you know, like your neck looks slimmer, like your décolleté area looks slimmer. And so even my fingers, like I'm pretty sure like my engagement ring is gonna need to be resized again because like I keep losing weight, and I had already like gotten this ring sized down, and now I'm gonna have to size it down again. I guess it depends because like if I go to like Olive Garden or something and I eat like really salty food, obviously like my fingers swell up, as does everybody. I do also want to say, like personally, I would never recommend cool sculpting to anybody. Like obviously as a girl who loves beauty and loves like making sure that everybody feels like they're at their best, and as somebody who has like a lot of like family and friends who are like estheticians, like nurses, like that kind of stuff, I wouldn't feel right ever recommending something to somebody that I genuinely like don't believe is good for you. And I don't want to go into too much detail about it. Like you can find a plethora of TikToks all about how cool sculpting is terrible, or it's a scam, or like the lawsuit, or like terrible results that it's left on people, and how expensive it is for no reason. Or even go and look up the Linda Evangelista article that is like on People magazine, and she talks about her results. I get that we live in this world where, I mean, for men and women, right? Like we're all so like critical of our bodies, and you know, the amount of media that we consume and the unrealistic beauty standards that we see out in the world exist. And like, you know, we obviously think that like we have to look like the way that we see people look at, like celebrities, public figures, whatever. But like, imagine if we could just take a second and just like be kind to ourselves and appreciate the body that like we currently have. I also have a round face, and I genuinely love having a round face. People tell me all the time, like, I can tell you're a Cancer because you have a round face. And like, I guess like that's a common characteristic with cancers, is that like we have round faces because they represent the moon. And I think that that is like such an endearing thing. And I've really learned to fall in love with that because number one, it makes me look younger, but number two, I feel like my face looks kind and my face looks approachable. And I feel like because of that, you know, I'm such an easy person to talk to, and like people feel that when they communicate with me. And so I've like learned to love that about myself. My arms too, I'm so self-conscious about my arms. I'm actually gonna go ahead and like post a picture of my arms, like when I went to visit Angel and her family here. And like, I was like, are those really what my arms look like? And I had to like stop for a second and really think and say, my arms may not always look like this, but like, look at all the cool things that my arms are able to do. Like, these arms facilitate meetings because they're attached to the rest of my arms, like to be able to, you know, handle things at work and be the corporate baddie that I am. And these arms go into the gym every week and they lift some weights. And you know what? These arms also lift my friends' babies. Like whenever I'm around babies, I love babies. I love carrying them. I love getting like all like the little baby and toddler snuggles. Like, I love these arms. These arms, are you kidding me? Like, do you know how much dancing I've done with these arms? Like how many turns I've been able to do with these arms, how many hugs I've been able to give people. And like, I 2 years ago never used to think about my body like that. Growing up in like the dance world and the cheer world, and growing up like especially with like seeing all these people in the beauty community. And like, obviously, as you guys know, I love keeping up with the Kardashians too, and like, I follow all of them. And so like seeing that and then seeing like what I looked like compared to like what they look like, it's hard. But I will say, like, comparison is the thief of joy. And like, I never want the way that like I have negatively felt about pieces of my body, my physical appearance as a whole, to be like something that stops me from living my life. And I'm not saying that like that is the particular case for this person, but just thinking to myself, like, how sad is it that this person wants to spend this money and go through this, quite frankly, really painful procedure because they don't like the way that these parts of their body look. And this person is such a genuine person, such a good-hearted person. And obviously, as you guys know, I love makeup. So my first thing was, I mean, the face thing, like, you know, we can always contour the face. We can always gua sha the face. Like, an ice roller in the morning does really great things to help with like bringing down inflammation in the face if that was something that like you wanted to address. But secondly, like, let's really address this problem like from the root, right? And so this person has told me previously that they also want to lose weight. The reason why being because of these body parts. Instead of focusing on, I want to lose weight because I'm really tired of this specific body part of mine looking this way, let's focus on like building the habit, right? Let's focus on, okay, maybe I can't make it to the gym, but I can make it to like a Zumba class, right? Maybe I can't make it to the gym, but you know what? I'm gonna go on Amazon and I'm gonna go and buy one of those like little walking pads, and I'm just gonna prioritize walking for 30 minutes while I watch my favorite Netflix show every day. Like, that's gonna be the thing that I'm doing. Let's focus on, you know what, maybe I can't really go on like a crazy diet right now, and nobody's saying that you have to go on a crazy diet, right? But I'm gonna focus on prioritizing more fruits and vegetables in my day. I'm gonna focus on drinking more water. I'm gonna focus on taking supplements, like those kinds of things. Let's start with making positive changes first before we like take it to another extreme, and then we doing this crazy procedure that like really is not necessary. And I feel like this person would get fabulous results if like they just took time to prioritize themselves in this way. And the reason why I say this is because, you know, I think a lot of people, especially like when they see people that are like on a weight loss journey, on a fitness journey, all those things, like a lot of people think that the reason why like people even go on this journey in the first place is probably because of the way that they look. I mean, that's probably part of the reason why, but again, like I say this all the time, it's really about the way that you feel. And that was like one thing for me like going on this at the beginning was like, I really hate the way I feel. I just don't feel like energized. I don't feel like motivated. Like I don't really want to go to things because things aren't fitting me well, like that kind of thing. At the end of the day, like the real thing that like you should be chasing is your health. The real thing that we should be chasing is our health, is because it's the root of all things. Like, I mean, you know, I want to be able to have the choice to be able to get control of my health now before I'm like forced to. That's always at the forefront of my conversations. There's so many things, guys, about my body that I'm like, I wish I could change that. But then I really have to stop and like think to myself and really say like, wow, that is so anti-girl of me. Like, I would never say those things to my little sister. I would never say those things to any person that's older than me whose body is also changing, you know? Like, I don't have the same body now that I did when I was 18. That's completely okay with me. Like, I'm learning to love my body as it is now. And then when I have a child someday, my body's gonna change again. When I approach my 40s someday and I hit menopause, all those things, my body is gonna change again. And so like learning to love yourself really at every phase, like even now with weight loss, like there's so many things on my body that I'm like, oh man, I wish I could change that. But then I have to stop to myself and think like, but all the things that my body can do and all the things that like I'm grateful that my body can do in its current state. It's amazing that like I even can wake up in the morning. I'm not saying that like these feelings aren't valid, but what I am saying is that like, imagine if we reframed the way that we talk about ourselves and the way that we talk about our bodies. Like, we only have one life to live. We only ever get one body. Like, we gotta be kinder to ourselves, guys. Seriously, like this morning I woke up and I was having like a no bones day because I've been still feeling sore from Pilates, which was 2 days ago. Okay, I woke up this morning and I had told Lou, I was like, you know, I feel like I have a lot of stretch marks. And the reason why I feel like I have a lot of stretch marks right now specifically is A, because I'm prone to stretch marks. Hello, genetics. Like, all the women in my family have stretch marks. There's nothing that I can do about that. The second thing is because I'm tanner, and so I can see the stretch marks more now because I am a little bit darker than I normally am. Normally when like I'm like in my palest form, I don't really see the stretch marks that much, but I was like, I really hate my stretch marks. And Lou was like, no, like I think they're actually kind of cute. They're like tiger stripes. Thankfully, like Lou has loved me in every single size, whether I've been bigger, whether I've been smaller. And like, I think that that's so beautiful. But like, imagine if I was able to talk to myself that way, like the same way that Lou talks about me. And so our bodies are constantly changing. Nothing is ever gonna stay the same. We have to really like think about the way that we talk about ourselves. Like seriously, like life is too short and I am not gonna be a prisoner in my own body. And so I don't want anybody to think that I would ever discourage anybody from doing anything that they want to do, because I'm a big proponent of whatever makes you feel better, do it, like fine. But I just think we live in this world where there's like this sense of instant gratification, right? Everything nowadays is so fast. Like we can look up anything on our phone, right? We can order anything and it comes within an hour, like those kinds of things. And it's like, let's fall in love with the process, like, and all aspects of the process, right? Like, let's fall in love with reframing the way that we think about our body. That's like the biggest thing when it comes to like losing weight, is like falling in love with your body. Because if we never address those problems, like when you lose the weight, like you will still feel that way even if you lose the weight. Like the weight loss is not going to solve anything. The second part is, again, like just falling in love with the habit, fall in love with like eating more nutrient dense foods, fall in love with movement, like all those kinds of things, fall in love with going out in the sun more. Like seriously, let's fall in love with that first. Like I promise you that you are going to feel so much better than if you woke up the next day and you had everything that you wanted aesthetically. So yeah, that was what I wanted to say about that. Yeah, I have had just so many interesting conversations. It's just so interesting listening to people and like talking about weight loss and talking about body image and all those things. And like, gosh, it's so crazy like how much therapy has helped me, because like even being able to like talk about body image to people in person and talking about body image online, golly, I have come such a long way because I never used to talk about those things like ever. And so I'm really proud of myself because I'm telling you guys something. Like, my therapist, I wish my therapist could tell you guys, but she's not my therapist anymore because obviously she moved, but I know that she watches these sometimes, or I don't know if she still does now that I'm not her client anymore. But guys, I used to go into therapy like and talk about weight loss and talk about like going into a fitting room, talk about how much like I dreaded going to like a beach day with my friends and just cry. Like, I remember literally vividly the first day that I stepped into a gym again, and I'll have to like show you guys what the time mark is for the day that I decided to finally like step into the gym again, which was long before I started GLP-1 medication again. But I will tell you guys the exact day that I stepped in so that way you guys can know. January 31st. I actually had a therapy appointment right after I went to the gym on January 31st. I could not run, like even for a minute. And I walked into that like therapy session and I just cried. Like, I really thought that life was over for me and that I would never be able to like achieve weight loss ever. And like, the topic of GLP-1 medication had been a topic that like we had already been discussing even before like 2024. Like, she had been my therapist since May of 2023. So we had gone back and forth for a really long time. Like, it took me a really long time to process and like be at peace with the fact that like I wanted to be on medication, and like to be at peace with like feeling safe to talk about it online, and like feeling safe to be able to tell other people that I was on the medication. And so just thinking about how far I've come since that moment with like therapy and like talking about all the things that I talk about now so openly and so honestly is insane. And so I just want you guys to know that like anytime that you guys ever like talk to me about it, whether it's somebody that like really knows me in person or even one of you guys that are commenting, like genuinely thank you so much for coming to this space and being so receptive to what I have to say, but also being so vulnerable with me, because like I know that this is not an easy thing, and I just want you guys to always know that like you're not by yourselves, and that I also have hard days too. But I want you guys to always remember that like you are beautiful at any size, and like that's not just outwardly, that's also inwardly too, because I've met such kind people like online as well. And like I just think it's really cool that now we live in this world where like the Olympics just happened and we're seeing all these different kinds of bodies being able to like compete in the Olympics. And like I just think that's really cool, and like it's awesome to see that fitness is for every single body, like not just one. I feel really like honored and privileged to be able to talk about fitness and to talk about weight loss in this space every week. And you guys really keep me motivated. And so I just really wanted to talk about that because I guess I'm very emotional as like my 5th month of Wegovy is about to start. But yeah, I am looking forward to next week and looking forward to continuing my journey. And I'm sorry if this was really long-winded. It's just that like there were lots of things that were happening like in conversations that I was having with people this week, and I just felt like it was my responsibility to talk about, because I'm sure if you're on this video then you're here for information, and I don't just talk about like the food and like the workouts. I also talk about like the emotional stuff and what's going on in my week as I am on this journey. I'm really grateful for every single one of you guys, and yeah, I can't wait to see what next week brings. Seriously, thank you guys so much. If you guys have ever watched a video, if you guys have subscribed to my channel, like all those things have been super meaningful to me. And it's really nice to just continue building that community of like-hearted people and like-minded people. And I can't wait to see what next week brings. And if you guys haven't already, then please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And okay, bye.